Welcome, it's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan, guys, and you know what it is. It's the transfer deadline day stream, guys. You know, I had to come in and do a transfer deadline stream. I haven't been able to smash to say hello to you guys all week. You know how it goes sometimes. You know, I finished work late today. It was not the best day for me. It was a long one. Big up to all of you. Shout out to Frankie Sesko. Glory, glory, Man United in the building. I hope everyone is well. Of course, you can see to my left or right, whichever one, but it's to my left, to be honest. You know, it's like you can see the current transfers that's actually happening right now, guys, in the building. These are the latest transfers players, whether or throughout the Premier League that's happening right now. And of course, guys, you know, Manchester United, like I told you all, deadline day, San Lammens, come in. Here we go. Medical ongoing. I can tell you now it has been completed and the player is already being taking his pictures and everything is looking very snappy. Of course, he's going to be fighting for the first spot of goalkeeper at Manchester United. I know there are lots of people who were thinking that we were going to get Emi Martinez, but guys, I keep telling you, Emi Martinez was one of those things that, you know, was not really going to happen for Man United. It was mostly media driven. Of course, Man United did try something. There was an offer because the player wants to leave Aston Villa, so the player was pushing, asking to try to get a swap deal done, but Jadon Sancho was not having it. I have to say thank you, but at the same time, bun him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Fred the Red in the building. Conor Gallagher, you say. Well, there are some reports that Man United in the 10th and late hours are trying to sign trying to talks with two midfielders, trying to get one of them to say yes, and one of them is Adam Wharton. And guys, I hope that this is true, and I hope that Man United gets something to happen miraculously. Of course, there's also the possibility of Conor Gallagher. It's not my favorite signing, but I think it might do some interesting things in our lineup, if you understand what I'm saying. Shout out to Fred the Red. I hope you're well, buddy. I hope everyone is doing well and having a great time. Of course, as you can see, the updates are coming fast and furious. And of course, it's transfer deadline, guys. Of course, I have to also do the Premier recap, but I guess I'm probably gonna have the guys join me on here, and maybe we will all try to do a thing and see how it goes. Talk about the deadline day and the different things happening currently right now. Because guys, it's getting interesting. The league is looking interesting. Cheat codes happening. Liverpool signing Isak for 130 million pounds after spending 150 million euros on Florian Wirtz. Guys, what sort of Premier League are we gonna find in the running? Now, could this situation of Isak be a damper on the Liverpool current free flowing football that they're playing, having such an exciting time coming back from, you know, a dismal performance? It was a snooze fest, guys. If you were watching, I fell asleep during the game. You know what I mean? So it's interesting times, and of course, guys, yes, Fred the Red, Garnacho, Hoyland, and Anthony gone with the wind. Of course, we can say that, you know, these players are paving the way for Man United to continue moving forward. Of course, you know, I would have said I would have liked to see maybe Anthony given a second chance, but maybe Hoyland given a chance as a third string striker. But guys, it's Man United. And sometimes, whether you like a player or you dislike a player, it's all about what the player is offering the club and where the club sees value, and the club will make a decision. And of course, guys, we all have to respect it. Now, whether we like it or not, it's moving forward. And this is what we like to see. And guys, of course, you know me. You know, I'm no shame to say it. I'm a Bruno favorite. At the same time, I was thinking 150 million. Yeah, I'd sell the guy, bro. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Man United comes first. I know a lot of people think that I might not have done it, but I probably would have. You know what I mean? Because guess what, guys? We needed to get some deals done, and maybe we needed to offer a little bit more extra on the cash. I wouldn't have mind seeing Baliba running in our midfield next to Bruno, to be honest. But if we had to sacrifice Bruno, maybe I would have. You know what I'm saying, guys? But it would be nice to see Man United make a sneak major signing at the end, maybe an Adam Wharton of the like. It will be interesting, of course. All sorts of deals are happening in this current moment. You know what I mean? Chelsea recalling Mark Gui, Spurs signing Randall Kolomuani. And Spurs have done some interesting signings. I have to say they are definitely making their push, to fight for that regular top six spot. Maybe give a go in the Champions League, but who cares? I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the deals Man United have done this summer has improved us. Well, Ollie get sacked? Ollie got sacked today. Ollie got sacked yesterday. Jose Mourinho got sacked on Friday or Sunday, and today Eric Ten Hag got sacked from Bayern Leverkusen, guys. The last three Man United coaches were all sacked in the last 3 days. Today being the last day. You know what I mean? It was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, guys. Wild. I know. So it's no Ollie at Besiktas, guys. Ollie was sacked by Besiktas. So I don't know where Sancho's gonna go, but it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. Of course, whether or not he goes, he's not gonna be playing football for Manchester United this season. So I wouldn't really care. You know what I mean, Fred? He's stuck playing PlayStation as he should be. Yeah, guys, listen. You gotta hand it to some of these guys like Anthony, guys like Hoyland, who at least are trying to make a move to a club that they think they were gonna get themselves more game time. You can see Anthony, even though he was waiting for Betis, guys, he had a good spell there. He wants to go and play football and enjoy his football. All these guys, even Marcus Rashford, waiting for Barcelona for a loan, going there to play his football. They are all going to play football, but Jadon Sancho is just saying, "Show me the money, or else I'm not playing." This brother is not interested in playing football anymore. He's just wanting to get paid. Maybe he should just sign a deal with FIFA and play games all day. Maybe that's easier to do. You know what I mean, guys? Because what can I say? It's mad. It's a mad one. I would love this guy to play for Trinidad, but his current attitude, run him. Yeah, he's a waste of time. He's wasting his career. He's wasting his talent. He's wasting everyone's time. He's not gonna be doing it on the pitch. So I don't care about this guy anymore. He could stay and play PlayStation. I'm not gonna be watching. I'm not gonna be tuning into that sort of news. You know what I'm saying? Because we got more important things to be looking at. And guys, I want to ask this question I had to ask. Radmal Vitek, no one has had more saves than Radmal Vitek in the championship as we speak. Why is he not being given a chance in Man United, guys? Why won't we give Radmal Vitek a chance? I don't understand it. He should be in our number one. We shouldn't be looking at Emmy. We should be recording Radmal Vitak. Chelsea recalled Mark Gui, and he's probably never going to start. And we can't even recall Radmal Vitek, who's having a blinder in the championship. And we know he can play the ball with his feet, and we know he can save. We know he's got some reflexes on him. He's a good goalkeeper. I do not understand why he's not getting a chance. Disappointing, guys. Yeah, if you guys see the stats on this guy, I think he would be giving Lammens a run for his money, guys. I'm telling you. Yeah, I am telling you guys. Vitek fell out with Amorim. on preseason. We even offered him to Millwall. That is, of course, he should fall out with him because he's playing Andre Onana. I would fall out with him too. Like, does Amorim need a tap beside the head or what? How could you play Andre Onana and not give this kid a chance? He deserves a chance. I'm mad, guys. I'm mad at this guy, bro. Radmel Vitek is a good goalkeeper, guys. He's a Man United Academy bred top talent. And I think he should be getting a chance. But you can't be falling out with a gaffer though, bro. So these kids, bro, these kids. These kids need to learn, bro. Like sometimes you could take the high road, sometimes you gotta take the low road. You gotta say, okay, gaff. You know what I mean? Raw. You gotta say, okay, gaff sometimes, bro, and bite your teeth. You know what I mean? Sometimes sticking around is better than demanding what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. What can I say? Interesting, 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 interesting. The updates keep coming, guys. Of course, I'm waiting to see if there's a Manchester United update in this because, of course, maybe we could be bringing in some midfielder somehow. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, we don't want to hear about Thomas Frank and Colomwani right now, guys. Put Lammens in against City. Who's saying this nonsense? Mark Stewart in the building. Long time no see, buddy. Put Lammens in from the start. I mean, I can't argue with that, but I'm not sure it would happen. But it could. There's 2 weeks time. He's gonna have time to train unless he's on international duty for Belgium. I don't think he would really go because Courtois is fit. You know what I'm saying? So if he stays, if he's not going on international duty, who knows? Maybe he gets in the relevant training sessions and you see him starting. Because I definitely think Onana is done. He should have been done. The manager said he put two keepers in front of him. Of course, I think it's going to be interesting. I don't think I think yes. Bayern there has not shown the number one presence yet, Mark. But at the same time, I think, so far from what he has done, he's won his first game as a Manchester United starting goalkeeper. I think, that might give him more confidence. Last season, he had a run of good form before he got injured, and then after getting injured is where he had those horrible mistakes with at Tottenham and these things. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I think, yeah, let him fight it out. If he's getting his chances now, yeah, he just has to fight himself and improve. And with this young Lemons kid coming in, 25 years of age, I think he's even older than Altai. I think he's 2 years or 3 years older than Altai Bayinde because I think Altai Bayinde is like 23 years old or 22. So maybe Lemons comes in and takes over the starting reins. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a bad thing with Altai as number two, in my opinion, because he hasn't really had more than 7 games for Manchester United as a goalkeeper. It's pretty difficult to condemn a guy who's only had 7 games. The Manchester United goalkeeping spot is a difficult spot to come into. And we've already seen this with many, many goalkeepers. He's not like Andre Onana, who had like 80 something games already for Manchester United, and yeah, 80 some games. Why did it take so long? But by and there, I think we're a little bit too critical of Bayern in some moments. I think there are some moments where you would normally be like, it's not his fault. But yeah, brother, I would not do that though, because Tom Heaton concedes some weird goals. You know what I mean? I think Bayern there just needs a little bit of confidence, guys. Yeah, I don't really I don't know. Donnarumma, I'm not too worried about Donnarumma. He's a good goalkeeper, but he's not the best distributor of the ball. And what Bayern there has shown really, really good is that he's distributing the ball better than Onana. If it's one thing we can say, guys, and we have to be honest, Bayern there distribution, especially in the game this weekend against Burnley, was very, very good. The stats don't lie. He was at something like 86% passing accuracy rate with his passing out from the back on this weekend. One of the highest for goalkeepers this entire season so far. It's interesting times, guys. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. I definitely wanted Lammens to come in. I talked about this all summer. Everyone, even Fred, all these guys could tell you I've been talking about Sen Lammens every single transfer stream. I always said we were going to sign this guy in the last week, probably on deadline day. And this was because this was always a plan from Manchester United. We have been scouting this guy for 2 seasons now, especially since he featured in the game against Man City before the Champions League changed from the group format. He faced City and had a very good occasions on doing so. It's possible. It's possible, but City guys, there's still a couple hours until midnight, so it's gonna be interesting. Too many keepers now. Why do you say too many keepers now? We only have three goalkeepers, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's not. We're not gonna. It's just Onana, buy in there, and send Lammens. We are not signing Emmy Martinez. All the guys that think we're signing Emmy Martinez, guys, go drink some tea because you're on something and it's not working well for you. You know what I mean? Emmy Martinez, the whole situation with Emmy Martinez was more of him and his agent pushing a deal, offering themselves to Manchester United. Of course, Manchester United, in a bid to kind of secure the Lemons deal for the price they wanted, made a agreement for personal terms with the player, but they're not going to sign him. You know what I'm saying? It was always about signing Sen Lamens. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, but Heaton is joining the backroom staff, guys. I don't know if you don't remember this. Heaton is joining the backroom staff. So Heaton becomes one of the members of the advisors on the coaching staff or something like that. I don't know. I'm not too sure, but he's supposed to be moving into that role. So I think when Lamens come, I think Tom Heaton goes into the back room. I don't think Tom Heaton plays a game this season, guys. Yeah, 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 Richard. He's Tom Heaton is moving is basically the goalkeeping coach or something like that. Fred is right. You know what I mean? So when people talk about Tom Heaton, he's basically there as a goalkeeping advisor coach or something like that because he moves into the backroom staff with Amorim this season. This is something that they have been announced for a long time. You know what I mean? They have been trying to, Joe. They had meetings with Onana where Amorim and the club told Onana that they are not open to giving him much game time. They would like to make some concessions to his contract and they would like to offer him a chance to get a move. And this was a meeting that was held a week, probably 2 weeks ago. It was right about when he was announced that he was back fit in training. He was due in Carrington and he had a meeting. And this meeting is happened right before Amorim said live that he put two goalkeepers ahead of him. So it was something that they were trying to do. Onana said he wanted to fight for his place, but now that he realizes, yeah, it's not looking like he's gonna get the fight for that place. He's now trying to get his agent on the bike to try to get a move. Maybe Galatasaray. It could be Fenerbahce. It could happen in the next 2-3 hours because they have sounded out some interest. Of course, it's Turkey. Their transfer window runs 2 days longer, I believe. So who knows? He could be on the way out to Turkey, and we would be back down to Sen Lamens and Altai buy-in there. So that's where it is. I don't know about that, broski. Martinez, I don't rate the guy, bro. He had 26 goals conceded last season purely by mistakes made by himself. He leads Europe in goals conceded by mistakes made by himself. And he leads in Europe and the Premier League in goals made in mistakes. I mean, Onana had some mistakes last season, but this guy had more. The only difference was that Aston Villa scored more goals than we did. So I don't know, guys. It's a weird one. This guy is not really a good goalkeeper. He's not that much better than Onana. I think it's like a fine line. Yeah. My and what I would say is that I'm pretty happy that we didn't get this guy. And when you see Sen Lamens, trust me, you'd be happy too. Because that guy, he reminds me of Theobald Courtois. He's very good. He is very good. I repeat, he is very, very good. I'm not just saying that, but this guy is very good. He's going to take some time. It's a huge step up for him. Not Let's not forget that it's a huge step up for Saint Lamens. He's coming from the Belgian league, Royal Antwerp, into the Premier League at Manchester United. So we're going to have to give him some time, give him some support. You know what I mean? When the transfer window closes, he's here until the end of the year. So we are going to have to support this guy. He's new to the Prem. He's new to the UK. We're gonna have to show him that Man United love, that Man United warmth. We're gonna have to throw that arm around this kid and give him the good vibe. You know what I'm saying? Richard, have you seen the YouTube low reels on Lammens? He looks like the love child of Van der Vaart and Peter Cech. Jesus, Fred. If I know this is what you were going to say, I would not have read it, bro. I'm sorry. Wow. You know what I mean? I would think he's more like a Van der Sar with a little bit of the Gea, or maybe a little bit of Buffon. Like a Gigi Zar. You know what I mean? He could have been a Gigi Van der Sar. You know what I'm saying? But the kid is good. I've seen him play. I've seen him play against Man City and another team in the Champions League 2 seasons ago because I was watching a bunch of games. You know what I mean? I was doing streams and watching a bunch of games. Your boy wasn't work. He was working from home, so I can tell you I've seen him play, and he's shown some good mettle. Some good courage. He's shown some good ability on the ball. He showed some good reflexes, which is most important for me, guys. I'm a huge fan of shot stoppers, guys who have really good reflexes. He has some good reflexes, guys. I don't know how he's gonna handle the pressure of playing at Man United, but if given time and given support, I think he will show us some very, very, very top quality saves. And yeah, he maybe we end up with him, and Bayern there ends up like a Romero, a top draw backup. You know what I mean? It's the best we can hope for right now. At the same time, we have Radmel Vitek who is doing wonders. Everyone's talking about him. He's the hottest thing, the hottest topic in goalkeeping right now in the championship. He's stopping everything. There's no one with more saves than him this season. And what I can tell you is, guys, it's looking like a nice situation brewing here for Man United. The stars are aligning, guys. You know what I mean? In the last couple seasons, we always had 6 to 11 players leaving on international duty, if not 13. And not only that, we had 66 or 64 game seasons, and now we have one game a week. So it might be a situation where we only have 3 or 4, maybe 5 players going out on international duty this international break, and the rest of players will be at Carrington training, getting themselves ready for Man City. And of course, with only a few players going out, that means the impact of the international break is not going to be that great on Manchester United, guys. It's going to be very good. His close range shot stopping is like De Gea and Czech, but his finesse of a Van der Sar. Fred, I give it up to you, my brother. I give it up to you. Yeah, give it up to you, Fred. In the building, of course. You know what I'm saying? it gets really interesting, guys, because we have enough time. We're going to see quite the improvement in performance in this team as the season goes on. Of course, there's going to be lots and lots of interesting developments as the team chemistry works in and more players get familiar with each other. I think Benjamin Sesko is really going to show up big for us this season. I expected him to be on the score sheet already, guys, because this young man is a talent that I have been talking to you guys about for the last 3.5 years, and now he is here. But have no fear, guys. It's been a slow start, but he is going to crank things up very soon. He's a competitive guy. He does not play. And of course, we can see the team trying to play towards him in the last few minutes of the last game. And of course, I think the more fitness he gets, you will see it. You know what I mean? I would be happy with Cunha and Bumo Sesko and Leon Lammens, and they are footballers, not money scroungers. I mean, I don't know what you mean by that, bro. Most of these guys on big money. Yo, I invited you to a stream. You never responded. Now you come here to talk about Isak and Guehi. Bro, you just spent what, 200 million today? Your total spend for the summer is 672 million pounds. Interesting for a club that says they don't spend that much money, but now they have spent more than every Premier League club in the last 6 years with one summer. 1.7 billion, or it's 1.89 billion spent. Be cool. Liverpool's better not be talking about they do it on the cheap. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You didn't get my text. What's wrong with your phone? WhatsApp me, bro. Yeah. I was trying to invite you to the League recap so you can talk about your team, but you weren't there. You didn't respond, broski. Yeah. Interesting times. WhatsApp me, bro. You know what I mean? Interesting times, interesting times. These Liverpools. You lucky to win yesterday. Your team was shit. Salah was dead. I watched the game. I fell asleep. It was so much shit to watch, bro. Yeah. I don't know how Liverpool celebrate that win. I mean, the goal was a banger, but for 88 minutes you were shit. Arsenal dominated you. Yeah, Arsenal was shit and they still were dominating Liverpool until the last 12 or 15, maybe 20 minutes of the game. And that goal was a lucky free kick. After that, you had nothing to offer. Salah was dead. Salah was non-existent in the entire game. I forgot he was on the pitch. But hey, you got Isak now. Salah could retire, right? Because he looks like this is the last season he's going to be playing Premier League football. I can't say it. It was definitely dead as shit. All our signings have stated they all wanted to play for Man United. No Europe. All Liverpool signings went for money, not the badge. Of course, you know this. You know what I mean? Of course, all our signings also rejected Liverpool this summer. It's weird. Sesko rejected Liverpool, Cunha rejected Liverpool, and Boomo rejected Liverpool. Sen Lamens rejected Liverpool. Bro, you're never getting Olise from Bayern Munich, bro. Bayern Munich is a bigger club than Liverpool, bro. I don't know who tell you otherwise, but he is not coming to you, okay? Trust me. I will be I will send you a photo of Olise at Oktoberfest, bro. Olise is having a time. Yeah. And it looks like Olise is becoming Bayerish. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. He's gonna be in Bayern for a while. He's going to be in Bayern for Broski, that scoreline didn't even flatter Liverpool, bro. You're not going to get your hands on Olise, forget it. He's playing for a bigger football club than Liverpool. He's playing for Bayern Munich in Bayern. Brother, Olise walking around Bayern right now like, bro, his steps heavier than Salah right now in the streetscape. Trust. He not coming here either, broski. He's not leaving Bayern, bro. I can tell you that for free right now. Trust. Yeah. And I mean, you're trying to sell Amado because if only say come, where Ahmad going and play, bro? Bangers. Madman thing. Madman thing, people. Madman thing. Squad for your money. Squad for your money. Bro, listen, Abiku, you have no pull. You had to spend your money. 150, 130, 170, 70, 70. Yeah. Broski. Fulham signed Samuel Chukwueze for and Alex. They already have Calvin Bassey and Alex Iwobi. Bro, it's gonna be long for some teams during AFCON. It's going to be a long one. Ahmad Olise, bro, Bayern will never sign Ahmad, bro. Come on, bro. What, bro? What Ahmad going to do in the Bundesliga, bro? They go batty down, bro. They go make he look like if his Grimsby tongue every week, broski. Isak only wanted LSC, Elekite only wanted Liverpool. Brother, Elekite is a Man United fan, broski. I don't know what you trying to talk about here, but I could show you at the beginning of this window when he was linked to Man United, he said he's a fan. He always dreamed of playing at Old Trafford. So don't try to come and talk this, Brusky. Yeah? And maybe Woods did reject Bayern and Man City, Brusky. Yeah? But Etekite, shout out to Ranks Trinidad. Big up to you, broski. What's good? What's good? Guys, I have to do some discussion, some talks about Trinidad and Tobago football because my brother is going to academy in Spain shortly. Yeah, and there's a lot of opportunities with these academies in Europe, and I'm going to do a whole stream tomorrow evening about this, guys. I don't know if you guys will be interested, but for those of you who have kids who play football and would be interested in alternative academies that might be a little bit cheaper for you guys, than the academies in the UK. There are academies in Spain, in Italy. There are a host of academies. There's one called Etheo Academy. It's a high performance academy. They also offer the academics. It's like going to a school and all these things. Yeah, even the 16-year-old Emma Gore is a Manchester United fan. He said it on our podcast. Emma Gore, who scored the winner for your match week 2, the fourth goal, he is a Man United fan. The man said his favorite player is Beckham. Sorry, guys, but yeah. So there's all other than the Theo Academy, there's also an academy called the Barcelona. There's a Barcelona Academy. It's not it's not La Masia, but it's also linked to Barcelona. And this academy gives scholarship to a lot of they award scholarships to the Caribbean. And of course, because a lot of people in the Caribbean don't know about these scholarships, they've just been having a pool of scholarship money for the nationals of the Caribbean, and they haven't really been able to use it. So tomorrow I'm going to do a stream talking about these things, guys. It's good that you're tuning into their ranks. You know what I mean? I've been trying to get part of the Warriors, my boy Thornhill, to do a stream with me so I could talk about these things because I feel like instead of criticizing the TTFA all the time and saying why they don't do this and why they don't do that, I think we need to connect Trinidad talent, top talent, back to Europe some way, shape, or form. And we've been talking about people talking about going to the MLS and going to American colleges to play soccer. And guys, it's not that it's not a good opportunity. And of course, shout out to the lads who get these opportunities. But scouts from the UK and scouts from Germany and Europe, they talk a lot about MLS teams and a lot about the coaching and the level of football in the USA. And yes, it's an interesting level in the NCAA, but because of the MLS and the difference of rules that they have in the MLS that is not in the rules in England and in Europe and in UEFA, the game is a little bit weaker. And the players in North America, they usually plateau at a young age. They don't usually get better and better. They usually drop off, and he used this argument, but look at Kieran Spicer and Dante Sealy. But Dante Sealy was coached at Young PSV in the Netherlands. See, you know what I mean? He was coached there alongside Dante Gilbert. So it's one of those things where, for me, you could see why he's so many levels above the competition where he plays in Montreal, because he had that European coaching. You understand? And I'm trying to get these guys to understand that, like, no, we need to move forward. We have a amazing situation happening right now with the B4B Academy from Dortmund that is now in Tobago. And that is going to definitely, in the next 5 to 10 years, show its worth, because a lot of young talent from Trinidad already going to training and already going to have opportunities. And of course, the best of the best will be coming up to Germany, where I am at, and coming up to Europe. And then there will be others who will be still fighting for the opportunities to go to other clubs in Europe, which Dortmund is going to try to provide. And I'm trying to tell everyone that this we need to find a way to get the TTFF and Dwight York and these guys to sit down with the TNT Pro League, have a discussion with the Dortmund Academy, and try to find some way that we could all synergetically train the grassroots and have a system going that will promote the football in the country and also help. Maybe we could train in some way, shape, or form in similarities to Dortmund Academy. So I don't know, but it's an interesting time for Trinidad right now. And of course, guys, it's Fitz, not Ritz. Of course, it's Fitz. Fitz. Yeah. Get it right. It's like BMV. Yeah. Have you guys ever seen that influencer who talk about BMV? Yeah. It's Irish Metaverca. Crack me up every time I see that shit on TV, on Instagram, broski. You know what I'm saying? Big up, big up, big up. Laugh at Trent. Why laugh at Trent? When Madrid comes to town and smashes you guys at home and Trent scores the winner, Trent's gonna be laughing at you at the cup end, broski. Trent playing for the biggest team in world football, Real Madrid, king. And the only team that's close and level to that is Manchester United. Look, Snapdragon right here, broski. Yeah? You don't see that on your logo, bro. You know what I mean? Watch it right there. Manchester United, broski. Big teams. Big teams, watch. See, this is a big club. This is what you call a big club, Biku. Yeah? This is a big club here. Yeah? Worldwide, international. You know what I'm saying? International. Yeah? No matter where you go, anywhere, you'll see a Man United kit. And there will be many Man United fans. Brother, we don't care. We are the second richest club in world football and we have more pull than you. We don't care. What's going on here with Arsenal? Arsenal signed some player again. Uh-huh. More players to Arsenal and a defensive player. Interesting times. Interesting times. We are all waiting for Manchester United's announcement, guys. It should be coming soon. Official announcement, San Lammens. Here we go, has come and gone, and now the official announcement with him in the Man United kit should be coming out anytime now. And, maybe, just maybe, we might have another twist in the transfer tale. Hoping to see what's going on there. Hopefully, we'll have a twist, a very nice twist. You know what I mean? Not a turn. Guys, but as you can see, there's also at the top of the screen running above me, guys. You can see other movements happening in the Premier League. Tell me, guys, what you guys think about the layout. Maybe this will be my new transfer deadline day layout. You never know. I think it's kind of interesting. It might be working. You know what I'm saying? You understand? BQ is a full fan jumping. Yo, Fred, it doesn't be as entertaining. Liverpool streams not entertaining, guys. No one's talking about Liverpool. I mean, I'm sure, you sign Isak, but yeah, guys. After that, it's gone. You know what I mean? If Man United make a big signing here in the next couple minutes, all the headlines will be on Man United in the morning. You know what I'm saying, Biku? Interesting times as the deadline draws close. Guys, it would be so Man United to announce Adam Wharton and send Lammens at the same time. I'm just saying. Could be. You never know what could happen. But if we were to do something like that, guys, it would be violent. It would be a violent announcement to those in the Prem. They would be like, no, they didn't just do that. You know what I'm saying, guys? Because if we did that, everyone would start really, really sweating when Man United comes to town. I think we definitely need another midfielder next to Bruno, like the likes of a Carlos Baliba or possibly even an Adam Wharton. Someone that could keep the tempo and the pace going and play some passes from deep, create another sense of threat going forward. You know what I mean? Someone that could settle that midfield down a bit. I think it will be interesting, but also it's going to be very, very, very interesting when Alessandro Martinez returns on the following game against Man City. There are some reports that Alessandro Martinez could be finding himself some minutes, even as a possible starter in the left centre back position against Man City. And guys, I don't know about you, but we've been missing the leecher, the butcher. We've been missing that energy on the left side. And we know he can play line breaking passes. We know he can cross the ball very well. We know he can get forward as well. And we know he can score. And I am telling you guys right now, when Lissandro Martinez returns, Man United is going to be very, very strong. Our defense is going to get twice as strong. Our total play is going to improve by leaps and bounds because we know he is very good on the ball, guys. And Lissandro Martinez, his energy on that pitch will push our players into our next gear. We will have that energy in moments where we didn't have. We will have that tenacity in moments where we didn't have. And we will have that bite in that defense that we were missing for quite some time now. And guys, I'm excited because when the Sancho returns, we face Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. It's going to be a battle, guys. I can't wait. I can't wait. You know what I mean? And I have a feeling Sesko is going to show up big in those games. In those games where everyone's gonna doubt Man United, I think Sesko is gonna be the guy to be that beacon. But we'll see. The transfers, they're there. We have other players that we need. And now it's up to the coach to do it on the training ground in the next 2 weeks and get them prepared for Man City. It's gonna be interesting. Fulham owner Tony, yeah, on that, we don't care. We don't care about Chukwueze. We are waiting for news on Lammens and a possible update on Adam Wharton. It could be going down to the wire, guys. Man United is making some moves. You got to trust that 100%. I'm telling you, it's going to be very, very interesting these next couple hours, guys. He trained training on grass. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He been reintroduced to training since yesterday, broski. I don't know about you, but he wasn't training yesterday. And I can tell you, he will be in training all week next week. And he will be in training all week the following week because he's not supposed to be going to international duty as far as I know. Yeah, but we can't. Yeah, that's not happening, bro. Like, come on, bro. Bro, you have to pick one. Look at, bro, they all can't play. They all can't play, bro. Bro, Vlahovic is rubbish. Anyway, Humeland is either Humeland or Belieber. Is either Stiller or Wharton, maybe. Yeah. But we have not made any movements on Edison, so he has not been a target for Man United all summer. That much I can tell you. King and Lee, yeah, I don't know about that one either. And we rejected our offer to sign Vlahovic for 18 million euros, bro. So I don't think we even interested. I don't think Vlahovic is even an option, bro. My bad. Sorry about that. But we spoke about Vlahovic earlier on this summer. He was offered to Man United for 18 million euros, and Man United rejected the offer. Big up to Brush in the building. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Smash a like, people. Of course, this is the transfer countdown, guys. You know, you can see it all happening there. It should be more Manchester United signings going up there, but this is the current, order of signings in the Premier League as it's happening in real time. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see what pops up there under the Man United crest. Of course, we know San Lammens already had a here we go. What else could Man United get done in these final hours? And we are waiting to see what happens here, guys. That's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. If Man United can pull off a midfield signing in the late moments of this transfer window before it closes shut. But otherwise, guys, how are you feeling? Shout out to you, Danny B, in the building. How are you guys feeling about the Man United win over Burnley? 3 points. We are now in eighth position. I would say I think a 5 out of 10 is kind of low for the window. I mean, like to be honest, Brush, I'm not a huge fan of Matthias Cunha, but at the same time, I think what Matthias Cunha should bring to Man United, what Mbumo brings to Man United. I'm a big fan of Benjamin Sesko. And I've seen quite a bit of Saint Lament. So I think what they will bring to United is a well-rounded boost in positions that was sorely needed. I think with the current outgoings, I think the outgoings mostly impress me because in the sense that, you clear out a bunch of players who you really don't want in the team and you don't want that energy hanging around the squad. So I think that was really a +2 in the transfer window. So I think we're at a 7 out of 10 right now, bro, to be honest. I think with the outgoings of Garnacho and the prices, the outgoing of Anthony and the price, the outgoings of other players, I think we at least a 7 out of 10. I think there's a huge possibility that Rashford does really well this season, and of course we have a deal there with Barcelona that becomes permanent. I think it will be very interesting. How much time left for the window to close? It's currently, hold on 1 sec. It's bro, there's lots of time. You know what I mean? I'm an hour ahead, so it's 10 p.m. CET as well as 5 minutes to 10 CET. Of course, it's 5 minutes to 9 CET. So at the same time, it's like about 5 hours left for the window. The window doesn't close until midnight. And I think, dare I say, there might be some late deals going in. You know what I mean? Because as you can see, the deals are there's a flurry of deals happening, and it's just going to keep going on. all around the Premier League, all the clubs that were waiting, trying to get quick deals done. This is the time. You know what I mean? 5 or 5.6 for you. Ah, man, I think it's a 7 out of 10 so far. I think the outgoings makes it makes it an interesting part of the window because for all intents and purposes, we don't really sell well. And I think with the outgoings that we got, I think that improves our situation not only in monetarily now, but going forward into more transfer windows. You know what I mean? I think it opens up the opportunity for us to do deals in the January window. And not only that, we sold over 90 million pounds this transfer window. And with the deals that could happen with the players that we sold, we could probably incur another 60 million pounds. So that's multiply that by three, and that's what we could spend in the next transfer window, guys. It gets really interesting with these sorts of deals that we did. Of course, we freed up the squad. We slashed the wage bill down for the likes of Rashford leaving, Anthony leaving, Victor Lindelof gone. You know what I mean, guys? So it's interesting. It's interesting. It's really been a change, a huge change in Manchester United this transfer window. I think this is one of our biggest transfer windows in terms of incomings and outgoings at the same time. It was a total of, I believe, 8 players or 9 players in and out, and I think it's something we should be proud of. I think it's a step forward. You know, it's not the perfect transfer window. Of course, if we had signed a Belieber type midfielder, I think it would have been straight out an 8.5 or 9 out of 10 window. But just the mere fact that we were able to get all these players out in the last 2 weeks of the window, and for the fees that we were able to agree with the 50% sell-on clause on Anthony, getting 45 million pounds for Garnacho. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be very interesting. Hoyland leaves with the option to buy. It's really interesting. Interesting times. Brush is happy with the win, with the outgoing, gives us room to move going forward. That's the most important thing. Next summer, I can see Caso, Bruno, probably Ugarte moving. So huge changes in the midfield, and then probably Onana too. I think Onana leaves before this window closes. I think there's a possibility a Saudi team can come in because you know the Saudi window is open for another week, I believe, or two. And the Turkish window has 2 more days. There has been interest from Fenerbahce as well, so there might be a situation where Onana leaves in the next 24 hours, guys. I would not close my mind to that possibility. Saudi and Turkey could be an option for Onana. That could happen swiftly because he has been told his game time will be very limited, and of course, with the signing of Sen Lamens, it compounds the interest on that note. So I think he would be trying to get himself a move in this current moment, and his agent would be on the horn as we see it. And there might be a possibility if he doesn't move now, January, he will have a move prepared and he will leave then. So it's going to be interesting. Gala links now as Edison has gone to Fenerbahce, but I heard Galatasaray has made a move for Emi Martinez. I heard Galatasaray offered 20, I think it's 26 million pounds for Emi Martinez to Aston Villa a few hours ago. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. Maybe Edison Fenerbahce. Shit, Onana, you didn't even get him to go to Fenerbahce. Maybe Besiktas, but they sack Ollie, so we don't know. You know what I mean? Ollie gets sacked. Jose gets sacked. Ten Hag gets sacked. In the last 3 days, the last three Manchester United managers get sacked. So Saturday was Jose, Sunday was Ollie, and today was Ten Hag. Wow. Wow, guys. Wow, what is going on there? What is going on there? Yeah? Sounds pretty coincidental, if you ask me. Interesting statements as players. Don't forget to hit the likes, guys. Of course, please share it around. We'll be here for a little bit longer. hoping that Man United move breaks and we get some news. But if anything else breaks, of course, I will be back. But I'm going to be on for a while longer, guys, because it's getting interesting. And I'm hearing, there's certain possibilities that we could be seeing shock moves and a shocking coming to Man United in this last 2 hours, last couple hours of the window. There are reports that Man United are still locked in negotiations. So let's hope on one of those negotiations is for a brand new player. Yo, I got a ball like that, bro. Shout out to you, Frankie. I got a ball like that myself. You know what I'm saying? I think every fan got one. Interesting moves all across the grounds today, guys. Chuck Norris, Fulham have signed. See this. I don't know what to say about some of these statements, bro. I don't know. I do not know. But what I can say is that it's it's hilarious. Some of these presentations are hilarious, guys. I can't help myself but laugh at it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to them. Shout out to the creative departments trying to make these things, memorable for each and every player. Guys, what are your thoughts on the transfer window? We know Brush is generally happy to an extent. In a sense, he's happy with outgoings, and he thinks that the players coming in is a 5 out of 10, give or take. You know what I mean? We know. We also know that Fred Danny B thinks it's a 5.5 or 6 for him. What are your thoughts, Red Times? If we overpaid for someone, then it's bloody Sesko. He's a 35, 45 million pound player. I think you're going a little bit too soon on Sesko, broski. I think he's gonna earn his keep. We haven't really given him much minutes. He hasn't really gotten much time to get himself match fit. Of course, you see how cool, calmly he took his penalty. You know what I mean? I think give him time. Last season, I was not interested in signing Joshua Zirkzee. I told, and everyone were like, he's rubbish, this, that. I told everyone, give him time. And look, he proved me right. He did really well coming to the end of last season before getting injured. He was one of the best players in our team. And I think that form is going to continue as he gets more game time. And I also think that Benjamin Sesko will improve drastically. You know what I mean? So just have a little patience with the kid. I know Victor Gyökeres banged a brace, and I know, but look how shit he was last night, bro. He looked slower than slow. He was off the game. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't threatening, really. It was just shit. Yeah. So why stress right now, broski? You know what I mean? But what about Cunha? What do you think about Cunha and Mbumo, Red Times? What are your thoughts on those two players? Well, we were trying to sign this guy. It's an interesting situation right now. I think the fact that I think he plays for Stuttgart, and the fact that they sold Nick Woltemade gave them a little bit of leeway in the window where they didn't need to sell a player anymore again. So it's not a deal that they're rushing to do. Of course, Manchester United have scouted the player, they are interested in the player. I don't know if they were planning to make a move this summer for the player, but the move can possibly happen in January, broski. It will be interesting to see what happens. The window closed at 7 p.m., but the announcement can come in after they even tomorrow when medicals are completed. It's not midnight the window, the actual window closes, Fred. Because last I checked, is the window closes at midnight or 11 p.m. UK or something like that, and then you could, yeah, whoever deals basically waiting on medicals from then on will be announced in the following 24 hours. But that's just what I think. Oh, it is. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So it's just medicals, completed medicals that happening right now, Fred. Interesting. Interesting times. Yeah, I'll check it. I will check it out. Who knows what Man United will pull off or what medical they have going on right now besides sentiments. Yeah, we could only hope. Ramsey to Leicester. Zepikiro Redmond will be playing football in League One for Huddersfield Town this season after he was loaned out by Aston Villa. The Dutch striker joined Villa from Feyenoord earlier this summer. Okay. Forest signed Cuabano. Interesting player. Interesting. Interesting. Guys, what can I say? Gonna be some excitement to be had this season, of course. You know, and of course, we expect Man United to do some interesting things. One game a week and a lot of time to train and get themselves prepared. Big up the transfer is closed already, says Kingdom FC. Well, we're looking at completed medicals, broski. You know what I'm saying? I think I'll be doing the review on the thing tomorrow on the Premier League tomorrow. What? Oh man. It's also got Champions League. Does it have Champions League tomorrow? Yeah, I think it does. Does it have Champions League tomorrow, Fred? Can't remember if it does, you know. Can't remember if it has Champions League tomorrow, guys. Hopefully it doesn't. Because then I can do the stream and react to the Premier League games this weekend. Yes. Oh yeah, so there's no Champions League tomorrow. It's on the 16th. Yes. So guys, tomorrow your boy will be live with the Premier League reaction for this weekend with the Premier Roundup. We're going to be doing that tomorrow, 10 p.m. UK. But early tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK, I'll be doing my stream entitled, you know, Academies, European Football, and Trinidad and Tobago. So guys, if you want to tune into that tomorrow, come join me. You know what I mean? Shout out for all of those who have Trini born family members who play football or young footballers in their family. I suggest you all tune in because this stream is definitely going to be yeah, yeah, I'm reacting to the Premier League from this weekend, bro. That passed. You know, the games that happened over the last weekend. I was supposed to do it tonight, but I'm here doing the final hours of the transfer market, and then after I'm gonna, prepare myself for the stream tomorrow because I want to talk about, like 4 or 5 different academies across Europe that offer scholarships and offer a lot of opportunities to young players from the ages of 16 to 21, and you could get in and you can try your best and you get trained like the very best academies. Of course, you have scouts looking at you weekly. A lot of different clubs. There for wherever you go. If you go to Spain, there are 16 clubs that are going to be looking at you weekly. If you go to France, there are 14. If you go to I believe if you go to Italy, there are 12. If you go to Germany, there are 11. And if you come to the Premier League, there are 13 clubs that are going to be looking at you, not including championship clubs, which will also have your information sent to them. So We will talk a lot about these things tomorrow. Of course, this is geared towards anyone who has a young footballer in their family, or and they are from the Caribbean or CONCACAF region or anywhere, and you're looking for an alternative club that will give them a chance to get a look in. You know what I mean? Of course, guys, if you're from England as well, Germany, or wherever you're from, you don't always have to send them to a club in your country. They could go abroad. And I mean, it might be interesting because sometimes, a player from a different region has a different style and goes into that and learns and picks up that style, and it blossoms into something new. So we'll talk about that, guys. Of course, this is the transfer deadline day show from your boy Marken. And of course, guys, you know what it is. Smash the like, subscribe if you're new, share it around. Road to 2K is here. Let's push to get to 2K, guys. Please help me get there. Let's grow this community to 2,000 followers, and then we'll go straight on to three. Of course, guys, you know what it is, and of course, we're going to be bringing to you live a lot of international games this year. Your boy has it's a World Cup year, so I'm going to be bringing to you live Trinidad Tobago International World Cup qualifying along with Germany, as well as some Italian games as well, because your boy's an Italy fan as well, so you know what I mean. So I'm going to be bringing you those international games, and of course, if you guys want to watch any international games, I will watch it with you. So if your national team is playing a qualifier and you want me to stream it, I will come on and stream and we will talk about the game. I could bring you on as a co-host. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. You guys are allowed to post now in the community post on my channel. So you guys could talk about what, international games you would like to do watch alongs for. And I will definitely be there to reply and do the watch along games. Sean Falvey says, come on, Ireland. We can do an Ireland watch along, broski. Let me know when the next game is, bro, and we'll check it out, of course. I'm down to do an Ireland watch along. You know what I mean? I drink a lot of Irish whiskey. So, yeah. I always wanted to visit there too, bro. So maybe sometime I will get myself across there. I'm not too far now. I used to be halfway across the world. I'm right in Germany, not too far. I could always catch a flight. We'll see how it goes. But let me know. The community post is open, Sean. If you want to come in and we watch the Ireland game and we have a watch along, I'll drop the link. You can call in. You don't have to turn your camera on. We can talk about the game. You know what I mean? I will definitely do my research on your team as well, so I won't embarrass you, bro. Andorra this Saturday. Okay, we'll check the times because Trinidad is also playing this Saturday. I think it's 1 o'clock for 1 a.m. Friday morning. So Friday night late, I think Trinidad is playing Curacao at 1 a.m. in the morning. So it's gonna be midnight UK time. I'm definitely gonna be up doing that watch along. And of course, we will put the England Andorra game on as well. We will set that up. Sean, let me know the Ireland game and what time. I will set up a stream for that as well. And we will sit down and have a lot of watch alongs of internationals this weekend. And of course, you guys will be here and I will be here with you. I hope you guys have a great night. It's been your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan. You know what it is. Smash the like and subscribe. The transfers, as the announcements continue, for all the different players who are completing medicals right now in the Premier League. You've been seeing them going on up and down as they were live. This is in real time, guys. So can I say? Hopefully, we get a shock from Man United, and if anything happens, I will be back live for you guys. Hope you have a great night. Peace out. Have a great night. I'll get catch up to watch Orlando. He's Irish. Shout out to you, Fred. Big up to you, bro. Catch you guys later. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to everyone who tuned in tonight. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
Baby.